Human being not trustable. If me moving anti-social, I'm youngster no beg boy weed, buy we buy. Anyhow, I don't beg for now. Weed is my best friend, and I want my best friend now. Weed is my best friend. Boy, when you're not, me not trust them. Weed is my best friend. You know, weed is my best friend. Right now we got nothing down.
Every day them a cuss and a hype, them want take me stride. I the most, I the master, I ain't give my life. And I me alone build my vibe. I know them want take my life, but me I live big life, yeah. I coulda wish some boy feel like me I live big life, yeah. That's why them so bad mind. But don't watch me, just watch yourself. Watch yourself, don't watch my wealth. And don't watch me, just watch yourself.
Now hustling he needs to survive. Job it done. You have a whole heap of bad mind people in life. That's why man I push them out of my way, yeah. Push them out of my way right now. Me I push them out of my way, yeah. Push them out of my way right now. Me I push them out of my way, yeah. Push them out of my way. Oh, me I push them out of my way, yeah. Push them out of my way.
Know your real friends, them different from the fake ones, them friends that smile when you are spend, them burn your out when you can't give them. Carry go bring come them are the worst type of friends. Them come figure you in a problem. Them want your life end. Go stop the whole of them. Them don't know the meaning of friends. Some of them don't realize the true dark side of me heart. Them will sell your own with one card. We call and beg things abroad.
What's happening, people? You good? Good day? Lot to work through living in the United States and in the world at this here time. But together, we're going to go through because that's what we do. I am, of course, Ol Matty boy. This is, of course, the back page from the basement bar in Idlewild, California, which is, of course, the Suez Canal of worldwide trade that is the rush hour. ESPN 103.9 FM. Okay, make it the Panama Canal. Real quickly, and as you know, we try to keep it light here in the basement bar, but somehow the world conspires against us sometimes, and we have to face ugliness and evil head on. And this was one of those weeks. I returned from an overseas trip about 5 years ago to find our flag flying at half staff. What happened? I asked. Another mass shooting, I was told. My immediate smartass response was, well, in that case, I guess we should just leave it there. This was one of those weeks that fuels that kind of cynicism inside me, because we literally hadn't raised the flag from half-staff because of one mass shooting before another happened. Now everyone's hollering about gun laws again, both for and against. This has been going on all my life. I'm 60 now. One thing I'm sure of, the 2 shooters from last week were not members of a well-regulated militia, as laid out by the Second Amendment. By the way, an amendment put in place before we had a standing Continental Army, and our leaders at that time were smart enough to know that the British were going to come back, which they did. But I'm not here to complain or offer platitudes. I've got, and have had for several years now, the way to fix this, the way to unjam the political process and light a fire under some of the lawmakers' behinds so we can have some common sense gun law reforms in this country. Show us the photos of the crime scenes. Show us what happens when an AR-15 is unleashed on a supermarket clerk. Show us what an assassin with an assault weapon can do in a crowded nightclub. Let's see all those bodies, all those half-headed victims, the walls splattered with gore. Show us the horror of the killing field in Las Vegas, with dead bodies strewn across a massive parking lot. Show us what happens to the body of a 6-year-old child or a 24-year-old teacher when they're peppered with semi-automatic gunfire while cowering in a closet. That'll get some attention. If we'd been shown photos of the Sandy Hook massacre, something would have been done that week in 2014. For some reason in this country, particular, we treat mass shootings like they happen in a video game. We sanitize them. Most people don't have to clean up the mess. Everyone wants to start wondering, what was the motivation? Offer thoughts and prayers. Next time, which there will be, let's make it real for everyone that's not immediately affected through loss of life or lifelong trauma. Let's make it real for all of us and the whole world, and show the photos of what military-style killing weapons can do in a free and open society. And then let's make some changes. It's not impossible. Ask Australia. They're raised on guns, just like us, but they finally got fed up and did something about it. And if we could actually see the devastation these specifically designed people killers can do, I believe we'd get fed up and do something about it too. Okay, watch out. Here it comes. Hot sports opinions from a 60-year-old white dude. So I'm surely going to say something wrong when my heart is in the right place, but here goes. I am so getting into watching women's college basketball. It's the greatest. Like everything college related, I initially look at college situations in terms of my personal development, including finding and falling in love with my old lady. And I get a kick out of thinking about women's basketball spouses 10 years from now, telling their college basketball letterwoman that they love the fact that they got to see her get knocked on her butt repeatedly in college while she took charges for the team, or tease her that she can get the groceries in by herself. She's a big, strong girl. I've seen her in action. In fact, in this hypothetical women's basketball spouse situation, the spouse probably initially fell in love with the college basketball girlfriend watching her play and realizing she and her teammates were giving it everything they've got. The same reason we all love to watch the men play. They'll remember being so proud of her, and they still are today. A lot of dudes, including me in the past, being the ever-evolving dude I am, want to get hung up on the skill level. I laughed too when the guys from Cleveland Heights said you have to appreciate the solid fundamentals in the girls' game. But guys, let's forget about that for a second. Try judging the competition not based on how many 360 dunks or how many triple doubles you see, Enjoy it because you like watching humans compete and you love women. You love it when girls get excited. You like to see them celebrate. You like to see their reactions to popping that late three-pointer. You like seeing them just be girls. You like to see women having a really good time, especially when they're playing sports, don't you? Like to have a good time when playing sports? Now, again, if I've said something so far that has been misconstrued or made anyone think, wow, only a white guy could think that way, well, guilty as charged because, reality. But this is just the latest developing hot sports opinion of a guy who's played sports with other guys all his life and grew up watching other guys play all of his life. Watching girls play wasn't even an option until about 15 years ago, golf excluded. But what I really hope it sounded like to women and female athletes is, I love you all, and I love watching you play. I love watching you compete, and I love watching you be happy. And I'm sure I'm not the only guy that says or thinks that. Well, if you've got Roku, excuse me, or Fire TV, or Chromecast, or Apple TV, you can watch the women's NIT semis tomorrow at 9 a.m. and noon Pacific. Of course, the women's NCAA tournament resumes tomorrow at 10 a.m. with UConn and Iowa. You know the fundamentals are going to be solid there. And I encourage, nay, dare you to watch. And you can thank me next week, which, by the way, will be the last broadcast from the basement bar for a few weeks. The location of our presentation is going to change for a little while. So that gives us all something to look forward to other than girls and boys basketball. Oh, and opening day too, here it comes. And of course you can follow the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers all season long on ESPN 103.9 FM in sensational Palm Springs, California. That's the mast where the rush hour nails its flag for terrestrial broadcasts, which will eventually resume just like normal life. I'm Matt McKay. It's always a stone gas to have you down in the basement for the back page. Have a great weekend. Do enjoy the basketball, and I'll see you right here next Friday.